He's a Hall of Famer. He was a 7-time All-Star. He led the NBA in scoring, All-NBA first team twice. He's Tracy McGrady. Of course, he also owns and runs the OBL. That's the Ones Basketball League, and they actually have a new show out on Showtime. It's a series called Bonded by Ball Inside the OBL, and he joins us on the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. Tracy, what led you to want to start the OBL?
Just giving back to the basketball community, to guys that I think if you're a basketball fan should know about, these guys that participated in OBL on this platform that have a unique skill set in one-on-one. It really stems from me being a unknown basketball player in Central Florida. And when I completed my junior season in high school, there's a guy that was affiliated with Adidas came down to my school to give me an opportunity to participate in this platform that Sonny Vaccaro created called ABCD Camp.
Sure.
And I knew nothing about this camp. And so I go over there and I'm hearing about all these top players in the nation that I read about. And, I play. I have a great camp. I go from unknown to be the number one player in the country in high school my senior year, and that's because of this platform. And nothing really changed about me as a basketball player. It's just, the exposure that I gained from this. And, when you talk about basketball, it's the pure essence of one-on-one is the pure essence of it. So creating this platform for guys that I know that are not on the NBA roster, that are not on the G League roster, but have a unique skill set for the basketball fans to see, I figured, why not create this? UFC created for their fighters. I could create this for my basketball players to create superstars out of this league.
It's a great idea. The question becomes, can you get it to where, the NBA, the best one-on-one NBA players participate, right? So, because that's what, I don't know if it brings credibility, but that gives us a sense of just how good somebody is. But the problem with the NBA players is, and tell me if I'm wrong, they don't want to lose. Right? It is a no-win situation for some of those dudes.
I think eventually it'll be a part of All-Star Weekend. I think it has to be because, All-Star Weekend is kind of dry now. There's really no great entertainment. The slam dunk contest is not what it used to be. The All-Star game is not what it used to be. So I think they got to bring some newfound energy, and I think one-on-one basketball could be the case for it.
Obviously, you famously went straight out of high school to the NBA. Your first year was rough, right? You've even described it as hell. Now, guys, they can't go straight out of high school, but they can go to the G League. They can go overseas. They can go play in college where they can get NIL. If you were coming out now, what would be the path you'd choose?
I don't know. Whichever way the wind blows, man. These kids are getting, millions of dollars in NIL to stay in college. So, and a lot of stories that I hear is college was a fun time. Who knows? I probably would have, went to Kentucky for a year and probably had a million or two in NIL deals. So a booster or the team comes back and say, we'll give you some more to stay another year. Like, you just don't know how the wind is going to blow, man. There's so much going on out here in amateur sports and college sports and in the NBA. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, Doug.
Fair enough. All right, how about this one? Another famous part of your career was you didn't have good playoff success. I mean, how many years in Houston did Yao Ming get hurt? Anything that could go wrong in the playoffs went wrong for your teams in the playoffs. So I'm wondering, as you watch Damian Lillard, knowing you still made the Hall of Fame, but you're not considered at the level that all of your accolades should be. Like, you're not in the discussion of the all-time greats, even though based upon how dynamic you were, you probably should be, right? Mm-hmm. So it comes down to your teams didn't win enough in the playoffs. How do you feel about watching Damian Lillard now finally say, you know what, enough's enough, I got to get to Miami, somewhere I can compete in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think if anybody deserves to make that statement and wanting to leave the franchise is Dame. I mean, he's given Portland everything you can want out of a player, and not just on the basketball court, but he's a great ambassador in the community as well. So I'm hoping that he could find a home to where he can compete for a championship, because I think he deserves that. I mean, he's given Portland everything that, he could possibly give them, but it's time to move on and compete before it's too late.
Paul Pierce has come out and said, hey, look, man, I was better than Dwayne Wade. I just didn't get the attention of Dwayne Wade. I'll allow you, because that was your era in the league. Paul Pierce or Dwayne Wade, who do you think is better?
They both was great, man. I can't sit here and say one was better than the other. Paul won a championship with older Ray Allen, with the older Kevin Garnett. Had he had some of the young players like a young LeBron and young Chris Bosh, I think he would have won more championships. All just based on the line of who you play with and what you was able to do with what you have. And, I think when Paul finally got some talent around him, he won a championship. Dwayne Wade was, arguably in the conversation of the top 5 greatest shooting guard of all time because he won. Talent-wise, they both are great talents. I don't know who's better, but they both are great talents, and they both play different positions on the basketball court.
If Victor Wembanyama came and sat down next to you and said, T-Mac, I watched your tape, man, just show me the way, what would you tell him about being so young and about evolving into an NBA star?
Well, I don't have to be that because he's around the greatness. I mean, you talk about Coach Pop, you're talking about Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Like, he's surrounded by greatness. He's going to get the best advice that anyone could give him. So T-Mac has not competed on the level that he's surrounded by. That's is going to be in his ear every single day. So my advice don't mean anything to what these guys are going to get him on a daily basis. He don't need to hear from me.
All right. I mean, you could give him a pretty good guide. All right. How about this? You were in San Antonio, right? 2013 on that NBA Finals run where you have Game 6 won, right? You got it won, missed some free throws, and then, of course, Ray Allen hits the 3. But you were what do you remember about that game?
I remember thinking, damn, I'm actually about to see a celebration of winning a championship. Like, I'm sitting on the bench, locked arms, thinking we about to win. You see the staffers roll out the tape. They bringing out the trophy. I'm like, damn, this is really happening. So I'm living in the moment, right? But dang, Tim Duncan is sitting over here on the sideline. They get that rebound, kick it out to Ray, hit the 3. It was like just crushed everything, man. Like the life was sucked out of the team after that, falls on that, and it was just it was a sad moment. Not that if we would have won a championship, I would have been head over heels and ecstatic about winning, because me, the level that I played on, I would want to go through the journey and the fire with those guys, and that didn't happen for me. I was really just like a renter player because Pop called me at the end of that season and told me that they had some injuries that just needed an extra body. So, just for me to be a part of that experience, it was great in itself. But, man, that shot, bro, it just really it took the life out of that team. And then going back to Game 7, I just knew we wasn't going to win Game 7 because you just felt the energy was just different. It shifted.
Yeah, so, sorry to bring up that tough moment, but you were there, so I had to know. There's all 4 episodes of Bonded by Ball inside the OBL. Okay, premiere consecutively on Showtime Extremes. That's starting at 10 Eastern and Pacific this Friday, July 28th. All episodes will be available on demand Paramount Plus with Showtime subscribers on the day of the premiere. And, of course, the commissioner, the guy who runs it, he's invented this thing, is the one and only Hall of Famer, Tracy McGrady. Tracy, thanks so much for your time, man. Let's catch up soon.
Doug, thank you. Appreciate you, man.